holidays will be here before we know it, so I have compiled some of my best holiday home hacks for you to make your holidays go smoothly and still stylish on a budget. This is a compilation style episode, so sit back, relax, or maybe even DIY right along with me, but let's get started. So for our first holiday hack, I kind of discovered this one last year when I had just finished building this beautiful fireplace. I knew I wanted to hang stockings, but I did not want to clutter the whole thing up with either stocking hangers or put a whole bunch of holes in my beautiful new mantle. So what do? And as an added bonus, this will work if you don't have a fireplace mantle but have a console or a shelf or something else that you don't want to put screw holes in as well. So this is a good little hack. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find two stocking holders that kind of curl over and can act as a brace for a curtain rod. So I did this last year where you just slide kind of a skinny curtain rod through these two stocking holders on either end of the piece that you're using, whether that's a mantle or a shelf or whatnot. You put them on either end, slide the curtain rod through it, then you can stack them up with as many stockings as you want without making any kind of holes. This is such an amazing hack, super easy to do. And it's beautiful too, so don't you think this looks good on my mantle? What do you think? Maybe you've been cooking, maybe you have like an odd odor going on, or maybe you just want to plain boost the smell of your home to make it smell more festive and more beautiful. Well, you could use a candle, but my next hack is very efficient at pushing it through your entire house, and that is because we are going to scent our air filters with essential oils. The scents are indicative of a holiday flare. This is also a good time to kind of switch out your air filter. You should be switching them out at minimum about 4 times a year, every quarter, but realistically, it's probably better if you can switch those out once a month. Put in a fresh filter when you're doing this, and then I like to use therapeutic grade essential oils because I know that they are clean and pure and not full of chemicals. I use doTERRA a lot, but I also found this essential oil off of Amazon that is a little bit more affordable, but go ahead and use whatever essential oil speaks to you, the scents that speak to you, and just sprinkle that onto the air filter with a brand new fresh one, and you will see it's pretty pungent at first, but it does kind of subside after a while. And then if you want to kind of like refresh it here and there, if you've got a party or a get together and you want that little extra oomph, then you're gonna want to just sprinkle on some essential oil, and that will solve the problem and really boost your holiday spirit, make you feel very festive. And it's so easy to do, and then it's also a good reminder to switch out your air filters. And this is something that you could do year round, switch out the scents. It's awesome. But what do you think? So for my next hack, you're gonna need to meet me in the kitchen. I promise it's not cooking. So for our next hack, maybe you're in a super hurry, but you need a really cute dessert. I'm gonna save you with some store-bought cupcakes, but they're gonna look really homemade. The first thing we need to do is throw them in the freezer for at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour, get them nice and chilled, and the frosting hopefully a little bit hard, and you'll see why that's important. This is our bakery. I can bake cupcakes, but we're busy. We're gonna put these into the freezer for 30 minutes, maybe an hour. So we've just pulled our cupcakes out of the freezer, and what you're gonna need next are a pair of kitchen shears, because we are going to take one of our cupcakes and very carefully take our kitchen shears and cut off the frosting and set it over here on a piece of wax paper. Then you're gonna take an apple core, shove it down into the cake, pull it out. You're gonna take some raspberry pie filling, or maybe you have some raspberry jelly. I think both of those would work good. And we are going to put that on the inside of our little hole. And then we're gonna take a fresh raspberry, shove that down in there, right? You following me here? Then we're gonna take our cake, push it back in. Then we're gonna very carefully take our frosting, set it back into place, and hopefully you haven't created too much mess. We are going to embellish the top. I am going to take a couple of raspberries, put those on top. Mine's still a little frozen, but it's still gonna work. And then we're gonna take a little sprig of rosemary, or you could use mint or anything green, and push that right into our cupcake. There you go. I mean, seriously, how cute are these as is? We're gonna even take it up just a notch more by making it snow. So we're gonna make it snow with a little powdered sugar so they get that snowed on look, just a little bit at a time. How cute is that? It is seriously gonna look like you slaved over these for hours and hours, and it will be our little secret. Shh. Now that we have made this beautiful cupcake, we need something festive to wash it down with. And so for our next hack, we are gonna be making a cranberry and mint infused water. It's super easy. So you're gonna definitely want to do this in place, because once you put everything in there, it's gonna be super heavy. You don't wanna move it. So just place the jar where you want it. This is I think this holds like 5 gallons. So that's what we're working with. I pre-washed it to make sure it's nice and clean. And so now we're gonna start assembling. It's super easy. So I've got some ice down here. We want this super cold. It's gonna look nice and frosty. Okay, so we've got a lot of ice in there. So then we're gonna add a couple of bags of cranberries. You can even freeze these, and that will help keep the water cold as well. I didn't, I just pulled these out of the fridge. I'll put in part of another one just in case, but I think that did a good job. Okay, and then you're gonna want some fresh mint. You're gonna break these off into little sections. You don't want to put the whole stem in. That wouldn't look very aesthetic. Toss them in. And by the way, this would look really cute on those cupcakes as well. The mint, it smells wonderful. It's wonderful in water. You're not gonna taste the cranberry a whole lot, but the mint will infuse into the water and be really delightful. And you can see that this is kind of looking very festive. So we'll just keep putting in this mint, and then we'll just put in the water, and then that's it. You can see how this really wants to float. So we're gonna just take a wooden spoon and just kind of stir that in. And we can add a little bit more of that mint and just keep layering it until you're happy, and it's beautiful. You let it sit, chill, and serve. Super easy, right? For my next hack, this is a good skill to have because garlands are kind of expensive, and this is a way to kind of get a Christmas garland for free. Yes, free. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna go foraging in my little Florida neighborhood here for Christmas greenery. All right, so I'm in like way back in my community where they haven't really even begun to build houses yet. I've spotted some stuff that I think might work. I'm a little nervous that I've worn the wrong shoes. I'm wearing flip-flops, which is my standard issue. There are snakes. I don't know if there's any snakes here. We're gonna be careful and quick. We survived and we didn't get caught. Now, if I can forage Christmas greenery in Florida, I'm pretty sure that you can find some near you. But if not, wait for the Christmas tree lots to open. A lot of times they will cut off like the bottoms of the Christmas tree and have a lot of cutoffs. Sometimes they give those away for free. Sometimes they charge a little bit. Now that we've got all of our greenery foraged and we've clipped it and we've got a whole basket full of it, you're gonna now meet me outside and I'm gonna show you how to easily make a garland. It is a lot easier than you might think. So let's go do a garland. So we've gone foraging through my neighborhood, found some greenery. It's a little sparse, but that's okay. I don't need to show you like a big long one. You'll get the idea. And we've got the DIY dolly. She's gonna assist us with this. She's really gonna be running around in the background, but she just wanted to, she wanted to say hi, but now she wants to go play. So you're gonna need an assortment of greenery. I've gotten everything by foraging. At my home in Maine, I have a beautiful holly and berry bush. It's beautiful, but we're not in Maine. So the thing that I struggled with was berries, and I really think that the berries will look really good in our garland. So I thought about using these, and the jury's still out. I may put these in. I got these at the Dollar Tree. They look very faux. Or I ended up buying at my grocery store some Hypericum berries. I use these all the time in florals. I think they are so beautiful. I think that they could add kind of like that berry twist. They kind of remind me of cranberries, so I think that that would look really beautiful in our garland. The other thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need some twine. You want to cut this twine to however long you want your garland to. So I may not cut mine off until down the road, so we'll just start with this end. And then you're also going to need some wire that's kind of like on a roll and not just a segment. One that can go for a while, because this is how we are going to assemble our garland. So we're gonna have our twine and our wire, and we're gonna have it laid out. And then we're now gonna start assembling our garland, and it's a little windy here, so hopefully things don't go flying. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna create bundles. And so that's kind of why I've got this assembly line, because we're gonna take little pieces and we're gonna create some bundles. Let's do the berries last. So I took some of the long kind of pine needles with some of the cedar. We can put in some of this kind of softer pine. I'm not native to Florida, so I don't know all of the technical names for a lot of these greeneries. And then of course, magnolia leaves I think look beautiful in Christmas arrangements. So we've got a few different types of greenery. These are just like some seed pods from my front tree out front. I liked it because it was a little bit darker and it added a different texture. And then we can take some of our Hypericum berry, and I'll put that kind of on top. And then we don't need any of this excess on the bottom, so we'll just kind of rip those off. So then once we feel like we've got a bundle like we like, we're gonna start by wrapping this wire around 1, 2, 3 times or so. And then we are gonna take the end of our twine, and we are going to attach that. See, and you can do actually thicker twine than this. This is just what I had on hand. And then we are going to wrap it snugly around that rope. 1, 2, 3. So we've got bundle number 1. We've got some of these that are a little bit long or kind of in the way. We can just clip those off. And then we'll just keep creating bundles. So we've got another bundle, and we haven't wrapped it with twine yet because we can just kind of place this along our rope. Leave the rope where it is. We're not going to do anything with the rope. It just is there to kind of hold it all together. So then we're going to wrap this around 3 times pretty snugly, and if you want to do it 4 times for a good measure. And then we just keep repeating this process, and this is how we are going to create our garland, is just creating several bundles. We're going to line it up with our twine, kind of angle it the direction that we want. 1, 2, 3. You want it to be kind of what determines where everything's placed. Here's what we've got so far. Very pretty. I really do think it would look better with more traditional Christmas tree type green, so just keep that in mind. You can keep this process going for as long as you want and make it super long. I'm going to show you how to finish this off. You could just put a beautiful bow on the end and maybe like hang it downward in a garland like that. Or what we're going to do is we are going to build one last bundle. If I don't like knock everything off here, we've got our one last bundle here, and we are going to attach it to the end in the opposite direction, and there will be a hole, so just be aware of that, and we will fill in that hole. So we're just gonna wrap that on 1, 2, 3 very snugly, maybe even a 4th. And we're not gonna snip the wire yet because, as you can see, we've got this kind of weird thing going on here. And the way we're gonna fix that is just wiring in individual pieces until we are happy with the look. So we'll put in some more of this greenery kind of in different directions, wrapping it around. We don't want to get too crazy and make it like weird thick, but we do want to fill in that hole. So just keep working on it until it feels nice. And honestly, if you needed to break out your hot glue gun, wouldn't be the end of the world. But I think we can get the job done with just wiring things. And then when you are happy with it, cut off a little extra. We're now detached from our wire, and then just kind of wind that through. And there you go. And then, of course, make sure you cut off your twine. There you go. And our garland's not very long, but it will look great on my dining room table. For our next hack, if you're in need of like a really cute centerpiece, but you don't have a lot of time, or maybe you don't have a lot of floral arranging experience, but you still want something that's cute and festive, this next hack is for you. And it's very similar to kind of what we just did with the infused water. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna take some more of those cranberries and some Christmas greens, or if you don't have access to Christmas greens, you could use some rosemary. You are gonna take a little vase or a large one, depending on like how big you wanna do it. You could really make a good sized one. You're gonna fill it up with water, put in more of those cranberries and Christmas greenery, whatever that looks like for you. There's a lot of flexibility in this hack. And then you're gonna stick in some floating candles. Then light them. And it gives such a beautiful ambiance and a beautiful centerpiece for your holiday party or display. It's a really nice vibe. It's such an easy thing, so beautiful, so easy, and pretty much no skill required. Hack number 7 is having an emergency gift stash. You know we've all been there. You get a knock on the door close to Christmas time, that was a really good knock. And then you open the door and somebody has a gift for you and you're like, oh crap, I forgot this person. Well, that's not gonna happen to us this year because we are going to get a few things. You're gonna have a few homemade gems or jellies. You're gonna have some handmade soaps, a really cute candle, something very thoughtful and feels like you really spent a lot of time thinking about it, even though you may have forgotten. If you can stop by like a farmer's market or something like that, we can shop a little local. It's really personal and meaningful, and just have some ready to go in gift bags, ready to grab. Now, if you're watching this video and you know me, if you get some of those things, that doesn't mean I've necessarily forgotten you. I might be giving that to everybody, but I love you. Anyways, let's not get caught off guard. Let's have an emergency gift stash. What do you think of that hack? This next hack is so much fun because it's so easy and it creates instant decor, like in the matter of a snap. So all you need is a pillar candle, like a real one, and all you're gonna do is you are gonna take a holiday napkin.
So we have a napkin here that I got off of Amazon because there's not a whole lot of Christmas in general in any of the stores right now. We just want to see where we need to cut the napkin down, and then we are going to cut it down to size. Then we're going to just separate the napkin so it's just the top layer of napkin, and then we're going to wrap it around the candle. And then we're going to take a hot blow dryer, which will melt the wax and infuse the napkin into the candle wax. The seam area is a little tricky because the blow dryer wants to blow it all around, so you may want to take some rubber bands to hold it into place and use some clear Scotch tape while you do this, but eventually we will get the job done. Now, just think of all the different ways you can use this idea. You can do it for every season. You could even throw this in your emergency gift stash. What do you think of this fun hack? Fun, right?
If you want like a festive way to fold a napkin for your holiday dinner, maybe your Christmas dinner or whatnot, I'm gonna now show you how to fold a Christmas tree napkin. And there you have a very cute Christmas tree napkin, whatever color you want. Mine was green, but you know, you could do red or whatever color works for your decor. Super cute. And our last napkin hack, we are going to be making a poinsettia napkin ring out of a shower curtain ring from Dollar Tree. These are gonna be super cheap, super easy to put together. So in this case, all you're gonna do is take one of those crystal clear shower rings that you can get from Dollar Tree, and you're gonna glue the poinsettia of your choice to the top of it. And that's it, you can call it a day here. Or you could upgrade it just a little bit by first wrapping around some greenery garland that you can also pick up at the Dollar Tree. It's like the little green twist ties. I'm just gonna wrap it all the way around and then attach your poinsettia to the top with some hot glue. And then you can even add some little embellishments with some glittery berries or other berries. And this hack is really great because you could use it any time of year. And then these end up being, you know, anywhere from 35 cents to 50 cents a napkin ring, and it really adds a really pretty touch to your holiday table. We are going to convert regular green candles into candles that look like Christmas trees. It's simple, it's easy, and looks so classy. So you're going to take a green taper candle of your choice and you are going to soak it in the hottest tap water that you can get out of your tap. Fill that up in a vase, and then we're going to set our candle in it and let it set for the first time for about a minute to a minute and a half. This is to soften up the candle wax and make it easier to work with. And you can see that my candle doesn't fit entirely in it, but that's okay. It works out just fine. So then you're gonna take a straight edge and you're gonna drive it in at a 45-degree angle. The candle wax should be hot enough that this happens easy. And at the very end, you're gonna just gently, ever so gently, lift it up a little bit. And then you're gonna kind of do this in a spiral motion all the way around your candle. And you're kind of gonna stagger them. And the idea is to make it look like little pine tips. And so you just do this all the way up, and you're going to have to continually put it back in the water, heat it up. You don't want to get it too hot that it will melt. So that's why I don't recommend throwing it in the microwave or anything like that. You just want to get it pliable enough. And you'll notice that when it starts to cool down, you'll get a little bit more pushback. And that's the time you want to stick it back into the hot water. And then on mine, like at the very end, I had to put it upside down to do the top part. You just keep working yourself all the way to the end. Then you're going to want to let it dry all the way because we got the wick wet, and you don't want to light it wet. But this does not take very much time at all. It's super easy. The key really is to make sure that the candle is warm. I found that keeping the candle warm was a lot better than keeping the straight edge warm. So just keep that in mind, dry it out. So obviously I have it right here behind me, and it's in that Joy candlestick that I found on our thrifting adventure. If you haven't seen that episode, it's a really good one. I highly recommend it. It looks so classy, so adorable. I love this hack. It's simple. It's a beginner project. Anybody can do this, and you get a beautiful look. And if you want white Christmas trees, you can just do a white candle. So I hope you really enjoyed this hack. Okay, so for our next hack, you know I have to do something kind of Santa themed, because in one of my previous hack episodes, I made this beautiful Santa pillow that was so easy to do. I came up with an idea to repeat this in a similar fashion on a towel. And so that's what we're gonna do is I picked up some red towels at Walmart, very inexpensive. We're gonna do two different ones. The first version is we're gonna do Santa's body. So I just folded it in thirds and then I kind of folded it in thirds again. We're gonna take some faux fur ribbon. You can find this so easily, especially this time of year. I've seen it at Michael's, I've seen it at Hobby Lobby. They usually have some sort of white faux fur ribbon this time of year. That's what you're gonna need. If you can't find it, then there's a lot of substitution. Just go cut down some actual fur and you can do it that way. I like the ribbon because it's super simple. Now I'm just reusing the stuff from this previous hack that I had mentioned, and all we're gonna do is pin it to the underside of the first flap, wrap it around the middle, and pin it to the back flap. The Santa belt was from a previous hack, so how we made it was I just took a Dollar Tree tiny little frame and then I just hot glued it to a 3-inch black grosgrain ribbon. That was it for that belt. Then what we're gonna do is I've pretty much gotten rid of all the regular towel bars in my house, so I had to go find one in my son's bathroom that I hadn't ripped out yet, so it's not like the cutest decor in there. What I did is then I wrapped the towel how I wanted it on the display, and then I took the belt and just safety pinned that around the back, and that is it. You could do this in a matter of minutes. It's so festive. It looks so good. I think it's just so adorable and would look adorable in any bath. You could do the same thing and kind of sit it on a ledge of a bathtub if you wanted to. There's a lot of options here, but I came up with a second towel one. We've done the body and now we need to do the hat, of course. So for this Santa hat, you're gonna need like just a hand towel. And what I was thinking is that we would appropriately size that. Again, we're gonna fold it in thirds. And while I was at Walmart, I found this white pom-pom ball in the craft section, like their sewing section, and it already had like a little loop on it. If you know how to make pom-poms from scratch, I've done that before. It's super easy. You could totally go that route as well and make your own little pom-pom, but this was ready to go and I loved that. So all you're gonna do is feed the towel through that loop and get it to the center. Now you could third this. It does make kind of a little bit longer of a hat, a taller hat, I guess you will. And so if you wanted to third this idea and do it that way, you could do it. But I just found exactly center and did that. Before we hang it on our hand towel bar, I took a little bit of that fur trim again and I safety pinned it to the front of our towels just to stabilize it. I didn't want to permanently attach these because I wanted all of these towels to be functional and usable after the fact. This is just a holiday hack and it would be nice to have some usable towels when we're done. But I didn't safety pin it on the back just yet because first we need to feed that through the towel bar and then I finished wrapping it all the way around to the back and safety pinned it on the back side, and that is it. So now you'll notice that this hat is a little bit longer. So like I said, you could kind of do the similar idea as we did with the Santa body and kind of tuck up that bottom part underneath and shorten it a little bit, and that would look really, really cute. But this is so adorable, so easy to do, requires no sewing, and you haven't permanently altered your towels, but really lends itself to some holiday cheer. So I hope you enjoyed that hack. So for our next hack, I have really had this idea and I wanted to get Dollar Tree items for it. I went to Dollar Tree and they didn't have what I was looking for. I was looking for like one of those clear fish bowls and a clear glass plate. I went to Target looking for something similar. They didn't have anything, so I left Target with a candle. So you know how it goes. But then I got thinking about it and I thought I could make the same concept with things that I already had on hand. And that was really all we needed was a clear vase and a clear glass plate. And I remembered that Lisa had given me a Merry Christmas plate a couple of years ago for Christmas that was clear and it was awesome. So I went ahead and used what I had on hand, which is perfect because I think that you can take the similar concept and just see what you have around your house to make it happen. All we're gonna do from this point is we are gonna fill the bottom of our vase with some fake snow, or you could use Epsom salt if you wanted to. I like the glitter of the fake snow, but Epsom salt is beautiful and looks like realistic snow, so you can't go wrong. Whatever you have easily accessible to you will work for this. Then I just took some sprigs of winter greenery and then also some like berries that had been sugared and just tucked that in the inside of this vase. My plan is to put the glass plate on the top to create like a decorative decorative plate for treats and for holiday events, but I didn't want like the glass to knock off, and I didn't want to permanently affix it with something like epoxy. So my solution for this is using double-sided stick tape, and I just put it in on opposite sides in 4 different places. Then I carefully centered the plate that Lisa gave me over the center of that and pressed it down. I mean, it's not on there permanently, but if somebody bumped it, it's not gonna go flying off. So I liked that. And that's it. You can use this to serve beautiful cupcakes. So adorable and so festive. I think it would look really cute to have like a coconut flaked cake on top. So snowy and festive. There's just a lot of possibilities. I think this is adorable. I also think that you could sneak in some fairy lights, which is what I really wanted to do, but I couldn't find them when I was doing this, but it still looked festive, beautiful, and I love how this turned out, and I hope you love it too. So now it's time to make that mocktail that I was telling you about, and I gotta give you a caveat up front, is I actually tried a mocktail recipe off of Pinterest, and it was just so nasty. I was gonna make this clean Whole30 version of it, and I tasted it, I'm like, I am not sharing that recipe. That is gross. So this is my version, and it is gonna have sugar in it, but there's balance in life, right? Moderation in all things, and I think it's fun, especially at the holidays, to have a little treat anyways. I'm including this even though I necessarily might not partake. Maybe I will. I think it's okay to have a little treat here and there. Anyways, here's what we do. Is so I found this like coconut protein shake, but I think it would also work if you found like a coconut milk or something like that. Something that's a little bit thicker though. I did a 2-to-1 ratio of this coconut protein shake drink that I found at the store, and then a lime seltzer water. And then I also put in a couple of tablespoons of this coconut cream syrup. So this is where the sweetener comes in, because that coconut creamer that I'm showing you is pretty sweet. And then I just mixed it up with my little frothing mixer and made sure that it was really, really mixed well. Because this is a mocktail, you could make it an adult beverage if you wanted, but in our house, we're dry, so feel free to alter this to work for you. If you wanted to turn it into an adult beverage, there you go. Then I thought it would be fun to sugar the rim, so I just made sure that the rim of the glass was wet, and then I put a little bit of sugar on a plate, and then I twirled it to sugar that rim, and then I filled it full of some ice, and then I poured this coconut drink over the top of the ice, and then I put a couple of sprigs of mint on the side to garnish it, and then a scoop of pomegranate seeds to finish it off, and it really has this winter wonderland mocktail vibe. It's so cute, and more importantly, I did taste it, and it does taste really good. So just sweeten it to the level that you're comfortable with. It's not only festive, but it's adorable, and I think that this would be such a fun drink to serve at your Christmas festivities. It's just awesome. I love it. But if you didn't like this combination, I did come up with a couple of different options. At Publix, they had this amaretto inspired like milk drink thing. It's white, it tastes really good as well. You could do that if you wanted something super quick and easy. Just pour that over the ice. You don't have to mix anything. The other idea that I had that would be really, really fun is to get like a frozen pina colada, to mix up a white pina colada. I think this one in the can makes it a little bit more white than some are more yellow, but I think that one's a little bit more white. And then just do the same garnishments but with the pina colada, and I think that could be really cute, really fun as well. So just a couple of options for you on this fun little drink. Okay, so my next hack is a gift wrapping hack that is meaningful and special. So the idea is that you take a photo and maybe you turn it into a black and white photo and you print it out. You can either do this at home or print it out at the store, but either way you want to have a black and white photo of maybe like a really special and meaningful moment. The one that you're seeing here is my husband and myself on our wedding day, and I just love it because you can just see the love in our eyes. It's like such a sap. I love my husband. He's the best, and I just love this photo. So then I just cut off the edges. Then I wrapped my gift. This was just an example, so I just took a book and I wrapped it in some brown craft paper. I used the Dollar Tree tape. I wouldn't recommend it. It did not hold that very well. So get the good stuff. If you're gonna use the craft paper, this Dollar Tree tape was just terrible. And then what I did is I took a big section of black ribbon and wrapped that just around the long side. And then I took some packing tape to tape it on the back because I'm like, there's no way that the other tape's gonna hold it, and it's thick ribbon, so I'm gonna use some packing tape on the back. There might be a better way to do it. Maybe you hot glue it, I don't know. And then I just took some double-sided stick tape and put that on the back of my photo and pressed it down into place, and that's it. Isn't this such a classy way to wrap a gift? And you could do this for all of your family members, because not only is the gift a gift, but the wrapping is also a gift because they have this photo that they can then frame. It's beautiful, and I think it's just such a lovely way to wrap a gift, and I hope that you love that gift wrapping hack. Well, it wouldn't be a holiday hack video if I didn't come up with some kind of like easy arrangement idea, because I just love these. So my idea was to take some of this glittery faux leather product that you can get pretty much anywhere, but I get mine at Hobby Lobby on a roll. So I just took a Dollar Tree vase and I kind of rolled it in this gold faux leather thing, and then I took a pencil and on the inside I marked where I needed to cut off just a little bit of excess, and I just went all the way around and I made sure it was nice and snug. Then I just cut off the excess, and then what I did is I took some double-sided stick tape and put 2 rows of it from top to bottom side by side, and all we are going to do is line up the edge of one side of the faux leather with it, and then we're going to roll our vase inside and finish it off with the other side of the double stick tape, and you get it on there nice and tight, and it looks super, super classy. Then all you're going to need to do is just put in some pre-made like greenery, Christmas greenery. I just put in a couple of festive picks, including a poinsettia, and this looks so classy. Took you less than 5 minutes, but looks so high-end and luxurious, and it's just beautiful. I love the way this turned out. You could make several of them, put them down the center of a table if you wanted to. Just take one of it, tuck it into a corner of your kitchen or in your holiday decor somewhere. I just love this idea. You could make it on a bigger scale, like do it like a wider one and really make a big one. It's just that glitter leather really packs a punch and makes a statement, and I hope you enjoyed that one. Okay, so for our next hack, I found this package of bells at Hobby Lobby. Now, you don't have to use these ones. You can find like little jingle bells everywhere. It's more concept one, but these ones were really cute, and I think that it was like $4 or so for the package, because of course everything's always 50% off. So all you're gonna start out with is I had this beautiful white linen napkin that I got from my friend Stacy. They're beautiful. It was a gift to me and I love them. So all we're gonna do is make sure it's just folded in half and then folded in half again, so you've got a square. Then you're gonna take the loop that's already attached on this bell and slide it down and act as a napkin ring. And just to finish it off, I took a little sprig of like fake pine and tucked that in underneath the bell, and that was it. You just put it on the edge of your plate or in the center. I put it on the edge because my plates have joy on it, but it would look beautiful in the center of your plate. I just think it's a classy and beautiful table setting, and I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know if you can see it because it kind of the way the lighting is in here. Right behind me, this is a printable. This is what makes it so simple. This print is a 20 by 28, and I just printed it out at Walgreens, used a 50% off coupon, made it really affordable, but you can adjust this to whatever size you need. Maybe you already have a frame on hand. I didn't in this size, and I wanted something that had a presence on this fireplace wall, and I couldn't find a frame that was exactly the right size that I liked and thought would fit in my bedroom. So I got a bigger frame that I think it was like a couple of inches bigger and wider, and so there wasn't really a mat for it. So they have those big pieces of poster board that's meant to make like a mat, and so I just grabbed one of those, but I didn't really want to cut it, so all I did was double-sided stick taped it to the mat, and honestly I was surprised how good this looked. So I didn't have to cut anything. I just double-sided stick taped that, put it in the frame, and that's it. It took me minutes. It was like no time at all. If you already have a mat and a frame that works, you don't even have to do that, and it's beautiful. It's so classy. I love this print. Okay, so I don't know if you've noticed these really cute Christmas ball earrings that I've been wearing this whole episode. Aren't they cute? Okay, that is our next hack, and it's so easy. I just got these little tiny Christmas balls from Walmart. They sell them everywhere. You can get something just like this at Dollar Tree, and all you need is some little hooks to fish through them. There's a particular type of one where you just kind of thread it through and it just hangs on it, and then you connect it in the back so it doesn't fall off. It's that simple. And wouldn't they be such a cute little gift idea? Look, you'll look festive for your Christmas parties and have like a bunch of them that you could make like a 50-cent little gift for somebody, like a little friend gift. And it took you like less than 30 seconds, like super, super fast. So my next hack is some Santa brownie bites. So you want a dessert that has a wow factor, but you're short on time. This is a good hack for you. So you're gonna go to the store, you're gonna get some pre-made brownie bites. Now you can use the box kind and cut them out in little circles, but if you're in a time crunch, buying those little brownie bites will save you a little time. And then what you're gonna do is get a tub of Cool Whip. And then the way I did it was I actually took some vanilla pudding and mixed it into the Cool Whip. I started with a spatula, then I switched to a whisk because I felt like that mixed it in a little bit better. But if I were to go back and do this again, I would probably take the pudding and dissolve it in a little bit of milk just so that it gets some of that grittiness out. It was fine, but I think that that would get you an even better result. You don't want to use too much milk because the idea is to have this more of the consistency of frosting. You don't want it to be like too thin because you want it to have some substance to it. Then I took a little piping bag that I pick up at the Dollar Tree. They sell now. It's awesome. And I stick that in a cup and I filled up our pudding frosting made out of Cool Whip. And then you cut off the tip and then you can just pipe some onto the top of the brownie. Then you're gonna take some strawberries that you've washed and cut off the green part, and so it's nice and flat and it kind of has the shape of a Santa hat, and you put that on top of your piped Cool Whip. And then you can just pipe a little dot on the top of the hat, and then you have the most festive brownies ever. So cute, and they actually taste really good. My husband had them and he approved. They are super, super good, super easy to put together, but have such a festive holiday feel. And so if you're looking for an easy dessert, hopefully this hack will help you out. For our next holiday hack, we are gonna make a simple no-sew Santa pillow. You know, if you watch my channel, I'm a huge advocate for sewing, but sometimes you just want a quick little trick, and this is what we're gonna do. Is I got a pillow cover at Hobby Lobby, just a red one. It was like $4.99, and I put it over an existing pillow I already had. Now we're gonna zhuzh it up to make it a Santa theme. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of this white faux fur ribbon that I also picked up at Hobby Lobby, and we are going to wrap it around our pillow, and we are going to pin it. You can pin it either on the bottom or the back side, whichever is easiest. This is a piece that you can use again in the future. And then we're going to take a second piece of ribbon, and this is just like a black grosgrain ribbon, 3 inches wide. Mine's not quite long enough. I thought I had a little longer piece, but it's okay, we'll make this one work. The idea is to wrap it around the entirety of the pillow and safety pin that into place. We're gonna just pin it where it ends, and it'll be okay for this because it will be on the back side, you won't even notice. Then you're gonna take a Dollar Tree frame in gold, or you can use silver, and you're gonna take out all of the center part and the glass and just get rid of it. Then you're gonna take a little bit of glue. I'm gonna use hot glue in this case, but you could use E6000 and just glue it to the black grosgrain ribbon. And that's it. In less than 5 minutes, you have the most adorable pillow that will be really cute this holiday season. And you didn't need a sewing machine, even though I'm still a fan of sewing. And isn't it just so cute? I love this. Super, super easy, so fun. For this next hack, it's just getting a little bit of those holiday smells and vibes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some cinnamon sticks and put them around this candle. This one's kind of like a cozy vanilla candle, and then cinnamon. Those are a good combination for holiday season, right? So there's a couple of different ways you could do this. You could heat up the candle with a blow dryer, get the wax a little melty, and then stick them on that way. I didn't really want want to do that, you can just wrap it in some double-sided stick tape and get it kind of stuck in place. Attach your cinnamon sticks on the outskirts of your candle, and then we're going to just take some fun twine, wrap it around, tie a cute little bow, put it on a cute little display stand and light it, and there you go, boom. A really cute candle to bring in some of that holiday vibe. You could do several of them down the center of your table and make it a whole thing. You can do them different sizes. So there's a lot of flexibility in this. It's super easy to do, and it does bring in those holiday aromas, the cinnamons, the vanillas, and all of that. So I hope you enjoyed that hack. So now that we've played with fire, let's cool things down a little bit and play with a little ice. And what we're gonna do is I found this cool square ice cube tray, I believe on clearance at Hobby Lobby. You can probably find these around. You don't even need the square ones. You could use a smaller, just a traditional ice cube tray. But the idea is I took some pomegranate seeds. You could use cranberries, you could use raspberries, just something red. And then I coupled it with some fresh mint, and I put those inside an ice tray with water and froze them. Super easy, right? Well, after you freeze them for a few hours, then you pull them out and put them in a pitcher of water. You can put them in a glass, and you could serve it with a cocktail or whatnot, but it just adds a fun holiday flair. Now you could also, in lieu of the mint, you could use some rosemary, whatever you want to do. The idea is like a red berry and some kind of greenery that gives the feeling of holly and berry for the holiday season. So I just think this is a lot of fun to do. It looks really cute in a picture, and as it unfreezes, it still looks beautiful. So isn't this a fun way to serve a drink? Now in our next hack, I have another fun way to have a holiday drink. For this next hack, you are gonna need some of those clear Christmas ornaments. I found the best price was actually at Hobby Lobby, because you can buy a pack of 4 of them on sale for $4.50. There's probably gonna be 50% off at least throughout the holiday season, because that's kind of how they do their holiday decor. So that made them $4.50 for 4. And if you were going to the Dollar Tree, they would be $1.25 a piece. So it actually saves you 50 cents if you're doing multiples. But you can certainly get the ones at Dollar Tree. But the ones that I got actually had a really pretty iridescence to them. I liked that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna serve, you can serve like any kind of fun drink that you want. You can turn it into a cocktail, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna take either a martini glass or a margarita glass and put your ornament in there. Then you can take a funnel out, because you might need the help of it so you don't make a mess, and you can put some berries in there. I did the pomegranates again, but I also think the cranberries would look beautiful. You might not need the funnel for that. You can just squeeze those right through the top of the ornament one by one. And then you can throw in this case, I did rosemary in this one. It doesn't alter the drink taste too much. I mean, I didn't notice it. I tried it out and it was good. And then I filled mine with some Sprite, but you can do like whatever you want for the drink. I've seen it like cranberry juice or something fun. Then you want to keep it chilled. And so I went to the store and got some nugget ice, because I just thought that would be really pretty, but you could get some crunched up ice out of your ice maker, and you put that in the bottom of your glass and fill that up with ice, and you put the ornament drink on top of the ice. That keeps it chilled. And then you can put a fun red and white striped straw in there to keep it really festive and look kind of like a candy cane. You could embellish the outside a little bit if you wanted by putting an actual candy cane. There's a lot of little fun ways you can spice this up. And then I went ahead and popped the ornament holder back in, and it kind of pinched the straw in place. But it's such a fun little festive way to have a drink during the holiday season with having it out of a Christmas ornament. Why not? I hope you enjoyed that one. So during the holidays, we are going to be hopefully entertaining, and you're gonna wanna keep your food chilled. So this is for that one. I found this cookie sheet at Dollar Tree that's just one of their throwaway ones, and I filled it up with water and I froze it for several hours. I didn't keep track. I just put it in one night and picked it out the next morning, and it was frozen. Then I took 2 of their like cake pan dishes. They come in a 2-pack, and I put some pasta and some pistachio salad just to give you the visual of how this worked. And the idea is you can set these right on top of a sheet of ice, keep your food cool while you're serving it. It actually will stay frozen for quite a while, and so it will keep that food that is meant to be chilled nice and cool and fresh. And so that's the idea behind that, and it's super easy. In the past, I've done a lot of fun Christmas wreaths, really fancy, really simple, all over the gamut. So here's a really quick holiday hack for you. Maybe you have a regular simple wreath, it's just green wreath that you want to spice up a little bit. Well, cowbells are just a fun addition. You can find them all over the place. I've seen them at Walmart, I've seen them at Home Goods, I've seen them all over. Pick up some cowbells, attach it to the middle of your wreath, maybe even take some simple holiday ribbon that matches your decor, tie it on. It doesn't need to be like overly elaborate to have a really wonderful feel. And you can have an awesome wreath that you've put a little love into, but it hasn't taken you a ton of time. So I hope that quick little tip helps you out. Okay, so this next hack is very similar to one I did in the fall, where I used some candy corn to fill up a vase, and I put in some foliage to kind of give a really simple, elegant centerpiece or decor item. And we're gonna kind of repeat this. So you could repeat this in several different seasons. So just keep a little mental note and put that in your back pocket. But the first thing you're gonna do is take a jar or a glass and place that inside another more attractive jar. And then you fill in the space in that little gap area full of candy. And so you can use gumdrops, you can do candy canes, you can do peppermints. And then when you got it full to where you like it, then you can fill it full of Christmas greenery with some berries. You could do anything that kind of has that Christmas flair, and try to find candy that maybe matches your decor. If you're doing traditional color, you could take Hershey Kisses with red and green wrappers on it and layer them up. Or you can do the peppermints. You can find white fluffy marshmallows. I don't know, but this really does have a lot of flexibility. But don't be surprised if little hands sneak in and pull out the tree as you go. Just expect a plan on it. It's okay. And then just have some back on hand to fill as you need to. But it's an edible and fun arrangement, and I hope it helps bring a little holiday into your lives this holiday season. Hack. It's actually one I included in a gift video, but it does make a good gift, but it also makes a fun little entertaining thing. And that is just taking a simple popsicle stick, taking some fun wood stickers that you can pick up at the Dollar Tree, gluing them to the top of the popsicle stick, and some of them have snowflakes, some of them have Christmas trees on them. It doesn't really matter, but they make really excellent hot cocoa little stir sticks. And it's just something a little bit more fun and festive than a simple spoon. You could just do this for yourself, just to have those and feel festive on a nightly basis as you have your hot cocoa every night. Super, super easy. And then you leave it in there to keep stirring it as you go, and it feels festive, it's fun, and super simple. Now that we have our cocoa, we need our next holiday hack, which is a knockoff of a Pottery Barn coaster. So what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby and I found some cork coaster rounds, and I felt like they were a little bit flimsy on their own, so I stacked a couple of them together, used a little bit of glue to get them stuck together. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of this scrapbook paper that I also picked up at Hobby Lobby. Make sure you get it on 50% off, always get it on sale. And then I traced out our coasters onto this scrapbook paper and cut them out. Then we're gonna take it outside and spray a little spray glue to the back side of that and attach it to our cork coasters. but it's paper. So we need to seal it so it doesn't get all nasty. And so you're gonna wanna do several coats of, I used a Mod Podge spray, but you can use any kind of varnish, but just do like 2 or 3 coats. Make sure it has a really good seal on it before you actually use it. We don't want to get any weird water rings. Then you have a really cute coaster for your holiday season. Now you can use this at a dinner party. You could just use these in your house, but it's just kind of fun to have some really cute festive coasters around. I decided to tackle a store-bought cake, like a birthday cake or something that you would find in the bakery on any given day, and turn it into something that looks super special and festive. So this is what I did. So I actually got this from the freezer section at my grocery store. It's not an ice cream cake. You want to make sure it's not that. It's a regular cake. It just happens to be frozen, and you want to keep it frozen because I think this next part is going to be much easier if you do that. You're going to want to have a plate and a paper towel, some water. If you've got frosting knife like this, that will be really good. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna very carefully deconstruct this cake. I think we are gonna take a little bit sharper knife. This works much better, like I said, when it's frozen. And you're just gonna take off the excess. On the cake that I bought, it actually had a really cool design on the side, and I really wanted to try to keep that intact. If you can't, then just repeat the process that we're gonna do on top on the side, but I was really trying to keep that really cool groove on the side of my cake, and so I was very careful around the bottom to cut that off very carefully. Then you're gonna wanna do a little cleanup around the rim on the little paper liner and all of that, and once you have it looking like, it's going to be a little bit rough around the edges at this point once you've got all of the stuff cut off, but then you can take your frosting knife, get it a little bit wet, and use that to smooth out the existing frosting. Okay, so we have now a blank white cake. Now I'm just going to say up front, if you could get a blank white cake from your bakery, that's probably the better place to start. But if you can't and nobody's in the bakery and you just need to snag something, you can see that you can get a blank slate fairly easily. So here we go. Now we're gonna turn it into Christmas. So all you're gonna need is some red cranberries. You could also use raspberries or maybe even cherries, but I think cranberries have a really berry vibe. And then you're gonna take some rosemary sprigs, and we're gonna kind of create a faux wreath by just making a ring out of the rosemary sprigs and then sprinkling on some cranberries. Now, I froze my cranberries. I don't know that I would recommend that now that I've done it, because it really helps. Once it starts to thaw out, it's gonna mess up with the next part, which is once you've got it looking the way you want it to look, then you're gonna just take some powdered sugar and dust the entire top of it, which makes it feel so festive, like there's snow on it. Super, super cute. If you wanted to repeat some of the berries and the sprigs of rosemary around the base of it, you could do that. You could also wrap a ribbon around the base. I liked mine as is because it had that detailing on the outside. I just kind of left it alone. And then you can take a knife and slide it off of the paper thing that it comes into and actually onto a cake plate. So everybody will think that you slaved hours and hours over this cake, and they won't know. It will be our little secret. But it looks so cute, right? And it didn't take much time. It looks super high-end, like you got a fancy bakery or you slaved over it. It looks so fun, so festive and cute, and I hope you enjoyed it. We are going to be doing a frozen luminary, and what you're going to need is some berries and some Christmas greenery. So that could be fresh or that could be faux, whatever you have on hand. I just gathered some red berries, not real, just fake, and some fake pine needles. You clip them apart, you pop the little pieces off, and you're going to take 2 round containers. It could be a square container, whatever you want, and there just needs to be a certain amount of gap in between. On mine, it was about an inch thick, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Just remember that if you're gonna do it thicker, you're gonna need to allow a little more time for freezing. The first thing you're gonna do is line your bottom if you want some of the greenery on the bottom. You don't really see it, but it does kind of like poke out to the edges, so just keep that in mind. So I took a plastic throwaway container that I had and a plastic cup because that seemed like a good distance, and then I put that plastic cup on top of the greenery that we've added to the bottom, and then I proceeded to stuff some greenery around the edges. And then you're gonna fill that outer ring with some water. Now, you're gonna wanna tape the center cup to the outer cup and to hold it into place. And then you're gonna set this into the freezer for about 6 to 8 hours. You may want to leave it overnight. The thicker it is, it may need a little bit longer time, so just keep that in mind. Once it's totally frozen, you're gonna pull it out and then you're gonna just try to warm up the outside. The easiest way to do this is maybe dunking it in some warm water and maybe putting some warm water in that center cup, and that will help release those cups. You may want to use things that you don't mind damaging. Mine didn't get damaged, so just keep that in mind. Now, before you use it, if you've used the warm water, you may want to throw it back into the freezer for another 30 minutes just to kind of re-freeze it up. And then you can put a little tea light or a votive in there, depending on what you've done size-wise, and light that. And it would be a really cute accent for a centerpiece. You could do several of them on a long table, and it's just an adorable and festive touch. It has that holiday frosty factor, and it's simple and anybody can do this, but it has such a really cool vibe, and I hope that you enjoy that holiday hack. So I don't know if you've noticed my fun little snowflake earrings, but that is what we're gonna do for our next holiday hack, which is just taking little ornaments that you can find around and turning them into cute earrings. This is something that I like to do around the holiday season because it is so affordable and so cute, and it might actually make a really good gift idea as well. This started out being little wood snowflake that I picked up at Hobby Lobby in a pack of 10, so you could actually technically get like 5 pairs of earrings for $1, right? Well, just over, because you're gonna need to get the little ear hooks. But what I did is I took my crocodile and just popped a hole on the edge of one of these snowflakes. It's super easy. If you don't have a crocodile, you can take a drill and just drill a little hole into the wood earrings. I like these. These are super lightweight, and they don't weigh down, but they really pack a punch and make a cute, fun little statement. So then all you need to do is take your earring hook that you can pick up at any craft store and thread it through your hole, and boom, that's it. Instant earrings from some little embellishments. I've seen faux wood Christmas trees. I've also done the same idea with some poinsettias last year. So there's a lot of options. It makes a great gift idea and super affordable, cute, easy jewelry. I hope you like that. I certainly like these. I think they're really fun and cute. Okay, so these next couple of hacks are gonna deal with the Christmas tree. The first one is if you have a Christmas tree and you want to expand the amount of light that is on it, you want it to look like it has more Christmas lights on it than it really does, just take some little tiny round craft mirrors that are super affordable and glue it to some pipe cleaner that's green. And then I would probably do it double-sided, but you don't have to. And then what you're gonna do is slide it underneath the light, twist tie it onto each of the branches, and the mirror will reflect the original light, and it will increase the amount of twinkle lights that are on your Christmas tree. Very simple and easy to do, and it just lights it up and is a little fun little hack there for you. So I hope you liked that. With that in mind, our next holiday hack is cute, but it's actually more with safety in mind. So if you have pets or little crawling babies or toddlers, sometimes the Christmas tree can cause a little bit of fret and a little bit of worry, especially if it's a little bit taller. So this hack is more about safety, but you can make it cute as well. So what you're gonna do is get a whole bunch of little jingle bells, and you're gonna thread them through, and you're gonna twist tie them in that same green pipe cleaner to the base of your branches and get it all over the place. So anytime little paws or little hands touch or tug on those branches, it rings a bell, and the idea is that it will notify you that your little one or your little fur baby is playing with a Christmas tree, and hopefully will prevent any mishaps. So hopefully that will help some of you out this Christmas and holiday season. So for our next hack, it could be in addition to this hack, but also different direction as well. So the idea for this one is making the heavier ornaments a little bit more secure to your tree. Rather than hanging them with a traditional little hook that you get, instead switching out that hook for more of that green twist tie. And that way you can twist tie it onto your branches so it's much more secure. This is particularly helpful, especially if you have glass ornaments that you don't want to accidentally get bumped and shattered. It seems like Christmas trees inevitably get bumped from time to time during Christmas season. In fact, once I saw one get pulled all the way over, knocked all the way over. It was so, oh dear, I felt so bad. It was not mine, but this just prevents any kind of breaking ornaments, and so that will be helpful. Now you can see in this one I used a giant jingle bell ball, so you could kind of couple that in to the last one that I did, and it's a little bit larger jingle bell ball, so if your little hands are tugging, you can really hear it. So I hope that that is helpful to you this holiday season. I don't know. I kind of feel like we've all been guilty of this next thing at some point in our life. My kids are at the perfect age for this. I have a couple of curious Georges, and they want to find out what they're getting for Christmas early. So this next hack is to kind of help throw them off, or maybe prevent some of that. Rather than using name tags on your gifts, you could just assign each individual quietly to yourself a specific wrapping paper. So you can wrap it up and assign each one of your children a specific wrapping paper color. They don't know which it is, and you want to switch it up every year, and then they don't know which one's which, and hopefully that will help prevent any curiosity. Now, it's not gonna prevent them from unwrapping all of them. I know that when I was a kid, I may or may not have mischievously unwrapped some presents and then rewrapped them. I'm sure my parents had no idea. But hopefully that helps you out a little bit. For this next holiday hack, we are gonna be making a very simple wassail. Now this is a wassail that I grew up on in my house, and it's so simple, so easy, but it's really good. So I just thought I would share it with you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some 100% apple juice, and you're gonna mix it with some red hots. Now, red hots are getting a little bit harder to come by. I did find them at Family Dollar and Dollar General, but I didn't find them like at the grocery store or something like that. So I just wanted to give you a little tip of where you can maybe find them. Then you're gonna take an orange and slice it up, and then you're gonna put it all in a pot and bring it to a boil, and then bring it down to a low simmer. Now, the ratios are gonna kind of depend on how spicy you like it and how cinnamony you like it, but it's so easy and it melts up really quickly, so you could just do a little bit at a time. Here I used about a half of a box of red hots with a half a gallon of apple juice, and then a couple of slices of orange, and it's really good. It's festive, and on top of it, it smells really good, so you've got like the whole simmer pot idea going on, but it's so good, and I hope you enjoy it this holiday season. Smells so good. Now, I know I've done a lot of simmer pots in some of my holiday hack episodes. This next one is gonna be even easier. If you don't wanna do like the slicing of the oranges or the lemons and adding cinnamon sticks and all of that, here's a really easy and inexpensive way to get the aroma of Christmas into your house. All you're gonna need is some Bengal spice, herbal tea, and some water. And you're gonna bring the water to a boil, throw a couple of the tea bags right into the water, and let it simmer on a low simmer. And I promise you, your house is gonna smell amazing. It's so simple, but it definitely screams Christmas. Now, I've had a lot of you suggest on my past simmer pots using like a small little potpourri crock pot. I love that idea. I think what it does is it will make it last a little bit longer and you don't have to worry about it burning out. But if you don't have a little mini crock pot, you could definitely do this on the stove in a little pan, bring it down to a low simmer and just keep your eye on it. But it really does get the Christmas scent in there in a flash for very inexpensive. So I hope that helps you. So for this next holiday hack, this is really for you. Those of you who really enjoy decorating the outside of your home with Christmas lights. I have to be honest, I spend a lot of time decorating the interior, but I really don't do a whole lot other than like a wreath and maybe some fun, cute stuff around the door. I don't light up my whole house, but I really do enjoy people who do that. And I really do love going around and looking at all of the Christmas lights. So this next hack is for those of you who do light up your houses for the holiday season and a way to protect your cords from shorting out. So the idea is you get a Tupperware dish and you just clip out a little bit of the holes on the sides so that you can then place where your, like if you have to run an extension cord and you need to connect the extension cord to another extension cord, this will protect it from getting moisture. So you set the two connected extension cords into the Tupperware bin, put the lid on nice and tight, and then it's protected, doesn't get moisture in it, and it keeps it hopefully a little bit safer. So I hope that helps all of you that do the lights. And thank you for doing the lights since I don't. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. If so, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And to all of my DIY goddesses, you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.